Do you think the capitalist system is corrupt and it's based on exploitation? If you answered yes to this question, then you will definitely enjoy reading Why Marx Was Right by Terry Eagleton. As the title suggests, this book is about the works of Marx and why they were correct about the capitalist system.
People forget that Karl Marx was the greatest economist who ever lived.
In this book, Terry Eagleton, who is a professor and a writer, is trying to refute the 10 most common objections to Marxism. And one of these common objections is the notion that Marxism is dead. If it's something dead, suggests Eagleton, then it's capitalism. Capitalism is the system that is dead and outdated. And as long as capitalism exists, Marxism, it will exist and it will criticize this system of exploitation.
Communism is great, capitalism is evil, Lenin, Marx, blah blah blah.
Another idea that Eagleton is trying to refute is the idea that Marxism only works in theory, not in practice. This was a very common idea in Eastern Europe. I always heard my father saying it. I always heard even people on TV saying this, that Marxism is great in theory but not in practice. And if we look at what Marxism produced, we can see that it produced lots of victims, all the communist countries were poor, and so on. This is the basic argument. But let's look at capitalism. What capitalism has produced? It has produced 2 world wars, it has produced slavery, it has produced exploitation of workers that we can see even in Western countries and even in Latin America or in Africa and Asia. So let's think about this before talk about why Marxism doesn't work in practice.
I can prove that if there's life anywhere else in the universe, they will have a Marxist economy.
There are other ideas that Eagleton criticizes. The notion that Marxism is only focused on economics, or it supports an absolute state. All these, in Eagleton's view, are bogus. They're just things to scare people from Marxism.
Avoid Marxism.
As he's giving arguments for Marxism, he's also criticizing Marxism and also criticizing ideologies that developed from Marxism. I'm not always agreeing with him, but some of his views are interesting.
You're a Marxist?
No, I'm a committed socialist, but not a Marxist.
Do you think Marx was right? I would suggest you to read this book and make your own conclusion if we should take in consideration the work of Marx or not, and if he was correct about capitalism.
Karl Marx.